Monday, the 26th of March, 2012. The date we can finally talk about Assassin's Creed 3. Now, let us shed some more light on the all-new setting and the brand new assassin.
As much as we change him, we also stay true to what the hero in the Assassin's franchise is.
Sadly, with not much new footage to come by, we've left it up to the IP development director to tell us all about the new game. We trust any man who has read highlights and wears a hat to work.
Alright, so Assassin's 3, first and foremost, new hero, Connor. We've gone from Altair, who's all about duty, to Ezio, who's all about revenge, to Connor, who's half Brit, half American Indian, and who is carried by a sense of justice. So already that sets the tone for something quite different. Then the period, this is the American Revolution. So we're talking about something that's very different from the Crusades or the Renaissance setting. First and foremost, what were Boston and New York like in the 18th century? They were very different cities from what we think they are today. Large avenues. Also, if you're going to visit that period in time, you cannot do that without going into the wilderness. We call that the frontier. This is a key innovation to Assassin's 3. This means that we need to embrace one of our pillars, which is navigation, and make it truly a new navigation experience. How is it to climb up a tree, go from tree to rock, rock to rock, rock to tree? How is it going vertical, horizontal? How is it to hide in the foliage? And this is a new opportunity for a kill. The American Indian heritage also allowed us to do cool things with the weapons. You know, Connor now has a tomahawk and a knife. He also has a bow. We were also, because of that period in time, we could play around with muskets. Muskets are interesting weapons. Just because of reload time and distance gameplay. All of our cities are characters and assassins, so we want to make sure that they come with all the lore and mythos for one, and that you can learn something from visiting one of these cities, but also how could we take these large areas and now you can climb up moving objects, you can go through interiors. Again, that gives it a whole new vibe. We also included weather cycles, so now we now have snow, we have rain, we have so many different things there, and snow has a deep impact. So take the frontier, for example. The frontier, this means that you can track people through the snow because of their tracks. If you wound someone, you can see their blood track. If you are trying to go through deep snow, it's much harder. It's a different set of animations for Connor. If you're going through thin snow, it's much easier. Is it better to go up? Is it better to go down? Is it better to go around? That's also a key part of what the franchise holds to there. So on so many different levels, this forced us to explore brand new areas for the Assassin's franchise.
Assassin's Creed 3 will leave Ezio behind and begin a new story with a new assassin called Connor.
Everyone is completely excited to be working on a new Assassin's game. I mean, we just took Ezio through a trilogy of games, but he's also explored different medias. So I think everyone was ready to do something new. It's extremely important because the hours, the time, the size of the teams, the effort, the love, the passion that you put into this, you kind of need a new story. That said, I think it's always difficult because I'm half American, half French. So when I'm living in France, I miss parts of America. When I'm living in America, I miss parts of France. So I'm constantly like battling with myself. And I think it's kind of the same situation. When you move to something you put so much into, such as Ezio, you're always scared that you're going to miss him, but at the same time you need this new thing. But obviously you need to completely commit to it.
We also questioned the concerns about the yearly development cycle.
So although we do release annually, the big thing with this Assassin's 3 is that it's been in development well over 2 years. Okay, so it's not like we have two teams taking turns. In this specific instance, we actually have all of our Assassin's teams, and I'm talking about even the original Sands of Time, Prince of Persia Sands of Time, Assassins 1 and 2. As soon as Brotherhood and Revelations were over, these guys hopped on board. And the reason I mention that is only to say that, yes, you need to make sure that that you appeal to new fans, but you also don't want to tell your old fans, like, hey, we don't care about you. We can't let that happen. Fan service is key. We need to love our fans for every second they spend in our universe. They're only a click or a joypad away from another universe. So if we don't do that, we're not paying them the respect they deserve.
So, we hear you asking, what are we going to hear from Desmond?
So there are no plans to drop the modern part of the Animus or Desmond. Actually, quite the contrary. We will make Desmond more of a hero, and we will make it more fun. And I think it's always a matter of, like, you'll hear the best pitch possible, and then you see how it's executed. Sometimes it ends up being a campy movie you watch with friends and laugh at. Sometimes it ends up being something that's at the Academy Awards. So this is very linked to execution, and we are doing everything in our power to make sure that the execution of that part of our own mythos in Assassins is getting better and better, just like with the rest of the game.
We'll have more on Assassin's Creed 3 very soon, but as for now, we are going to hide in public. Hands together, can't see me.